Hey, good evening, friends. This video we are going to look at the weekly outlook for the index. Now we'll start with Nifty and we'll cover Nifty in a very long, detailed manner. Uh, in the last week's outlook, we had expected that there could be a slight rise in Nifty and then it could fall further. It did not happen. It just went on in a very straight corrective fall. Now, earlier we had only 3 subscribers, so I did not take efforts to make another video and see what is and show what is exactly happening. This week we have 20 subscribers, so it's a good number to start with. Now we'll see Nifty in great detail, and I mean as you have more and more things coming up, we'll see what the newest thing are applicable to Nifty and where is market exactly headed. So let's start. So now in this particular chart, I've cleared all the markings earlier. So we'll start fresh. We'll start from COVID low. That's 2020. From 2020, it's in a weekly time frame again. I can see that it has made wave 1 very clearly, then there is wave 2, then there is wave 3, then there is 4 and 5 is what we are expecting. So now the question is whether 1 and 2 is very clear. We know this is straight 1, this is straight 2. Now the question is whether 3 is complete or 3 is not complete. So there are two ways we can try and see what it looks like, or two ways to basically check what is happening. Now the first thing is we know that from the base, when we put an extension, wave 3 generally has a target of 161%, and that is definitely not reached. So it has reached 100% so far. But for any impulse, there is the rule is that the minimum target for any impulsive wave is 61%, which it has fulfilled. So that criteria, by that criteria, this is an impulse. Bare minimum criteria of 61% is fulfilled. Point one. Now the second point is we'll see the time it has taken. Uh, there is a lot of debate in Elliott waves with price and Elliott waves with price and time. So I'm a sort of the school of thought is that the price and time both are important. So we'll see what the time analysis sort of indicates here. So we see from wave 0 to wave 1, it has taken 82 weeks. From wave 1 to wave 2, it has taken 34 weeks. Okay. Now from here, when I put a number exactly, it has formed how many? 118 bars. 117 bars, right? 118 bars. Now, if I simply add this 82 plus 34, 116, 118, so this is almost equal. So from time period perspective also, it looks like that it has consumed a lot of time. It has taken the maximum time it could. So this could be the top, what we had seen a few weeks back. Now, this is again my view, and I'm reading it as wave 3 complete, and we are headed towards wave 4. Now, the question is, what can we expect? Okay, so there are two things we'll see. Now, we'll zoom in this part in very great detail from wave 2 to wave 3. I'll quickly change the degree to this. Let's call it here. Okay. So now we'll get into a daily time frame and see what has happened in between wave 2 and wave 3, because that's what is the current or the last leg looked like. Now, wave 2 to wave 3 is also a journey again with 5 moves. Now there are two things possible. Okay, uh, this is 1, this is 2, this could be 3, 4, and 5. This is one way, this is one view. Okay, because I'll let me explain. I'll just draw it in a much explanatory way. So okay, so this is possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this was how much? 10% fall. This was 9%. So this matches the criteria. So this could be one view that wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are complete, and now we are actually headed towards wave 4 in a bigger degree form. There is another way that is possible, is that probably this is not 5, this is actually 3, and wave 3 is slightly later. That can be possible. This is also possible. Now in that case, if this view is correct, what I can say is at least by 10% the market, 11% the market should correct. So the minimum destination is somewhere around 23,500-ish, 11%, 23,300-ish. Okay. In this view, again, I'm not saying that this is what is happening. This is view one, that this is wave one, two, and this is three, not five. The earlier view was this, or the other view that is possible. That is, this is three, four, and this is five. Now, this is one case. Let's park it for a while. Whatever the case is, I'll for the time being, so we marked it that if this view is correct, it needs to retrace to say roughly 23,300. Okay. Now let's look at the other possibility. 23,300 is what we saw. Let's park it. So I'll better write it down also. This is one. Now from wave 2, if the view is that this is what the counts are, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, if these are the counts, then if I put a retracement from here to here, which will normally will do, so we can expect the price to retrace to 38% and then move further at least 38%, or maybe even I can consider 23. So let's take at least it will fall till 23%. Okay, so any of the fib ratios is possible, 23% or 38 or 50, whatever. So this is wave, this is second view. Now we'll also look at one more case from exactly this particular view, because this is also a last leg. Okay, I'll put a retracement from here also. I'll change the color for this. Let's make it say black. Now here also I see 23,000. This is a cluster. 22,200-ish is a cluster again. This is so when these kind of fib levels are overlapping, now this is a very good cluster. This is like exactly matching 111%, but let's not go that further. So when there are two fib levels that are overlapping, we call it a cluster, and there's a high tendency of price to move towards those clusters. So clusters are like, you can consider them as pivot points, and the prices these act as magnets, and the prices are generally pulled towards these. This is the second view. Now we'll put trend lines. So the first trend line we'll put is, we'll call it a base trend line from 0 to 2. Okay, so 0 to 2 trend line looks like this. Okay, and it will have a it sort of coincides somewhere here. So 22,200 is a level where all these two fib levels, and then maybe probably price, that's where they are somewhere meeting around here. So let's mark this point as well here. Okay, so this is one point. I'll move it a little. Okay, this is one point. Now we also have another view, or we also have another trend line. We call it the maturity trend line, that we make, or that we draw from 2 to 4. Now here I see another cluster which is getting intersect by this point, which is our 23,300-ish view. This is where it will coincide, right? So this is what number it is. This is 23,300, 500-ish kind of a. So this is one cluster possible. This is another cluster possible. Now the price, depending upon where it is, whether it is this 1 2 3 4 and 5, or this 1 2 3, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5, whichever is the way, it looks like the price is going to come, or this cluster is what the new hot point could be. So 23,300, 500 is 300. I'm considering sort of for a for a 61% kind of mark. So this is the entire range actually. I'll consider this as this entire range, is where it can come to. So 23,000 is roughly sort of a midpoint of this. So I'm calling it out as 23,300 ish every. Now, either the price will reach here in this particular cluster, can retrace, or the price can fall further. Now, let's understand our earlier view. Let's see slightly a bigger time frame here. Okay, I'll again switch to weekly. Let it be cluttered for a while. I'll just switch back to daily again. Now, when we see the fall between wave 1 and wave 2 here in this case is roughly around 18.7, so it's 19%. Now, if this is the top of wave 3, this price can fall from anywhere between 14% to 24%. So 14% is somewhere coming here, 23,000 ish. 23,000 is 22,800 or something is the fall. This is minimum, and maximum it can go is up to here, say this level, 19,000, 20,000. Okay. So this is the wide range that it can fall if this is completion of this wave 5 and this wave 3, like the internal count 5 and this weekly wave 3. If this is complete here, this is the range it can fall to. Now, if this view is correct, now this 3 is here and this 4 is here. If this is correct, we know that this is a 12% fall. This is somewhere close to here. Whichever is the view that is correct, and the price will show us what view is correct very soon. It looks like the possibility of this being a top is higher because time period wise also it is sort of matching. It looks like it's a top, but 23,300 is definitely on. This is what point one. The second thing is if this falls further down, it may come and reach the second or the outer trend line, we call it here. So this 200 odd 22,800 odd is also possible. uh, and if it's a farther fall, 24%, we saw somewhere close to 20,000. This is also possible. So we are dealing with a very great range from where the price or the market could fall. Now, what we can do? So we'll zoom in again in this view. We'll get into daily again. Now, whether this is the top of wave 3 or this is wave 3 of the internal 2 to 3 wala wave, we'll see whichever is the case. The fall is already quite sharp. Now, if I sort of understand and make it a little more elaborate, because we need actionables. So we'll see that this is probably A, this is probably B, this is probably C. Now, if the price has to make a price is, I'll change the color to this also. Red ho gaya, black ho gaya. Let's call blue. Okay. Now, if the price is retracing from here, this is a classic zigzag fall. It can further, it can continue further. Now, suppose the price has to reverse from here. This is the level. This B will act like a very strong resistance. So this is important price level right now with respect to the Nifty market price levels. Now this 25,200 will act like a barrier. Now if the price has to reverse or price has to continue the uptrend that this was, price needs to break 25,200. Only after which it will enter another impulse and it will continue in the upward journey. Now it looks very unlikely that it will continue again. This is because all the falls that we see, the completion of wave 3 and etc. Now there are two possibilities. This wave 1 to this fall ABC could continue further. C has a bigger target. I'll do one thing. I'll sort of declutter this, remove these lines. Okay. Now C has a broader range of targets. if I see from a daily perspective, daily time frame perspective, C can have any target from 61% to 161%. Now, price could actually fall to this because we are sort of expecting that it would reach one of these two trend lines. It will definitely reach this, and if the fall is further, it's very huge and it's potentially very strong fall. It can even come to this trend line as well. So this trend line is definitely on cards. Now it can come till here. 127% target looks possible, and this will make a bigger I mean slightly more sharper fall. It can happen directly. The C itself can come here if market gives a chance or market retraces slightly a little. It may give a chance to correct our positions. From here, it may reach to max this level and can come back here. So there could be a double correction also possible. If it gives a chance to sort of take an action or book our profits or get out of those open positions, it will. Or if it doesn't, it may show no mercy and can fall to this level directly. Now, depending upon how it works, we'll take actions. We may what you say, but there is definitely, I see no long, no fresh long. I think this chance, if the market gives, is for the positions to clear, as in we'll try to get out of the positions that we are into, if we are, and doesn't look like a fresh long position unless this 25,200 level is broken. So for now, I'm not seeing a very great possibility of price reversing. How far, how big the fall is, or how far or how fast it is what will decide the further course of action. For now, it looks like that the index can give a sell on rise kind of an opportunity, which it can. But again, trading from this leg to this, if again this double correction is happening from this W to this X, again, wouldn't recommend it to trade, because it will be against the trend and it will be very short. So 50% is what I'm saying is the maximum target. It can even retrace from 28%, 23%, 38%, whatever it could be. So there is a sell on rise possibility that the market is indicating, or the indices are indicating. There could be a further fall. There could be a reversal also, that is possible if 25,200 is broken. So this was the total analysis for Nifty. Now it's already a very long video, so I'm not covering Bank Nifty right away. Now this is again seeing it in a 75-minute time frame to see whether this C makes sense. It has taken the time. It is 34 bars and the C is completed in 117 bars. So we could see a small reversal from here, like we saw in the daily chart as well. It is possible. So all eyes on what is happening on Monday. Is it gap up? Then there is a chance that possibly it will move a little further and make a smaller rise or a smaller peak here, and then it will fall. If it's a gap down, then there is absolutely no doubt that it is going to touch one of these trend lines or the clusters that we see, either at 23,300 or somewhere 22,200, or I think it was 22,000. So it is all these possibilities are possible depending upon one of the things that happen. So it will be interesting to see in the coming week. Now, looking at this fall that we have seen in last few days, I've already exited all my positions, so I'm not long on any of the stocks, and I'm basically sort of an opinion that it is going to come to one of these trend lines, or I'm even thinking that it could come to this trend line. This is a strong feeling. Again, backed by whatever sort of things that we discussed. So this is it. Uh, if you like our content, do subscribe to our channel and keep posting in the comments if you have any particular queries or any particular things you want me to cover. Could be stocks, could be any other things. So please leave a comment there. this is about it for this week. Now, if I get I'll make a similar thing for Bank Nifty as well. But this is how it looks like for the coming week. Thank you so much.